Hey guys, Michael from Copper vs Glass, and in today's video we're checking out the Osbot Tiny 2, which is a really awesome 4K webcam with a large sensor, built-in AI features, plus a ton more. So let's take a look. And a huge thanks to Osbot for sending over the Tiny 2 for the purpose of review. It's available for around £269 here in the UK or $329, and of course will be linked in that description down below. So first up, what's in the box? Well, you have a super nice hard carrying case which holds everything that you need to get started. You have a USB-A to USB-C adapter, C2C cable which is a decent length, adjustable magnetic screen mount, and of course the Tiny 2 itself. And this is probably the most premium webcam that I've ever used. Now of course we're going to get onto the photo quality, video quality and audio quality shortly, but just in general the overall build of this webcam is amazing. It has a super nice metallic design with this gunmetal grey colourway, red accents and a bit of matte black to finish it off. Around back is where you have a USB-C port, the bottom has some pins for some Osbot accessories, and you also have a tripod mount on the bottom for ceiling mounting or a more secure, more stable setup. And the reason for all of the mounting points is because you can use the Tiny 2 in a ton of different ways. You've got the standard normal weight on top of your monitor, for example. You can do it from a ceiling and it can be upside down. You can change the orientation. It's got portrait mode if you want to film any TikToks or YouTube shorts using this webcam. It's a ton of versatility in a very tiny package. Now, of course, to get the most out of the Tiny 2, you want to be using it with your favorite video call application, and that is possible. You can also pair it with the Osbot Center application, so you can get all of the AI features, tracking, all of that sort of stuff built into whichever application you want to be using. So if you've got a Microsoft Zoom meeting, for example, and you need to be showing some things off on a whiteboard, or just in general doing a bit of a presentation, you can use all of these same features that you can do using the Osbot Center application across many applications. And you know what? Let's actually take a look at how everything looks, because I've got it set up just here on my monitor and I've got everything ready to go. Now the sound that you're going to be hearing from now onwards is actually coming from the Tiny 2 directly, so again let me know in the comment section how it actually sounds, and of course the overall video quality that you guys are looking at the moment. In my opinion, it does a pretty good job overall. At the moment we're going to be recording in 4K resolution, and like I mentioned, all of the audio currently is going through the Tiny 2 directly, which is about maybe 3 to 4 feet away from where I'm currently standing. However, you can also move it around the space using the tracking features, which we'll take a look at in just a second. So I've also got the software all loaded up just down here on my MacBook Pro, so let's just take a quick look at some of the features that we've got here included. So first off, as you can see here, you've got the view and gimbal side of things, so this is going to allow you to basically zoom in and out of your subject and also move the camera around with this joystick here as well. It's a little bit finicky from time to time, but again it's got those tracking filters beat directly into the actual webcam, so you may not need to worry about actually moving it around yourself. Now again, scrolling up to the very top here, you've got all the information with regards to the tracking side of things. So we've got motion tracking, normal, upper, lower, close, and you've got a ton of options here as well. You've also got desk mode, and what that basically does is it moves the webcam down, kind of like what you can do on the iPhones with the newer model of the iPhone, for example. You can have it face down or kind of face down using AI to simulate what you can see on your desk if you need to show off any notes or any documentation, for example. And you can also add your own presets as well. So here you can see you've got 3 different presets. So if you know that you're going to be setting up the webcam in a specific room multiple times, for example, or you're taking it from home to work and using it for meetings, then you can just go into the application, click the preset that you need, and again, you're then set and ready to go. And then we have one of the most impressive features in my opinion, and that is the tracking side of things. So at the moment, as you can see, if I move around the space, the camera isn't going to follow me whatsoever, and this is basically just your standard webcam experience. However, if I hold my hand up to the camera just like this, then what it should then do, if it gets it in frame and focuses, it flashes the LED lights, and now it's going to be tracking me around the room. So again, if I want to move over to this side of the room, for example, or present something over here, then again, I've got the option to do so, and it's tracking me around the space. Now, the awesome thing about this is you can also use the built-in AI features to actually track a specific part of you. So again, if I go back onto the software, just here, for example, and go on the close-up, then no matter where I move, even if I move backwards, what it's going to do is track me, but also zoom in, so it kind of keeps me in that more sort of close-up frame compared to the wide shot that it uses. Now the actual field of view is about 58 or 78 degrees, my apologies, in regards to the overall field of view. So you've got a massive field of view. If you don't want to use that, you do want to have a more close-up angle, then you've got the option to do so. Where you can do upper body, and then what that's going to do is zoom out slightly, and then kind of, as you guess, it's going to keep my upper body in track while I actually move around the space, do a presentation, meeting, whatever it is that I need to do. Now you do also have some other features. So again, if I just go ahead and turn the tracking off real quick, then once the tracking is turned off, it's not going to move around. Again, if I move the camera now, it isn't going to move. You've got some other features built into the application as well. So for example, you've got the beauty mode side of things, and this goes a little bit extreme. You can kind of make yourself kind of look like a different person. You can make your eyes bigger, your skin smoother, your lips bigger, your face slimmer and things. It's maybe for a specific category of people. I myself, I don't really mind just being my natural self on webcam, but if you do want to, if you've got up early for a meeting, you want to make yourself look a little bit more presentable, then you've got a little bit of a cheat hack built directly into the camera itself. You've also got the imaging side of things as well, and this is more for taking photos if you need to, and also you've got the HDR presets, autofocus, and everything that you need on here, because again, you can also use it for stills as well as video, and again, audio only as well if you need to. So you've got a ton of versatility all included in this one little webcam. Editor Michael just cutting in here. I realized that I didn't show you what the full screen video actually looks like from the Tiny 2. Now I'm using it with the built-in video side of things on Final Cut Pro, and it still uses all of these same features. So again, if I hold my hand up, for example, to get the tracking side of things to initiate, that is going to work completely fine while I'm basically going through editing a video. So to have that versatility in pretty much any application that you want to use, as I mentioned beforehand in the video, is a great feature to have. Now if I go ahead and turn the tracking off just for a second here, I'm just going to show off the autofocus side of things, because again, it does a really great job. So I'll just get my iPhone 15 Pro here, hold it up to the screen, and you can see here that it focuses on the phone, and then back to me, and then it focuses back on the phone again. So it's a very quick autofocus, and again, if you want to kind of use it for specific purposes, whether it's a makeup tutorial or even a YouTube video, vlog, gaming, whatever it's going to be, it's probably one of the better options out there when it comes to the overall video quality, regardless of the application you're actually using it in. So I think overall the video quality and the audio quality is pretty good in general, but what about more of the specs side of things when it comes to the Tiny 2? Well, I'm just going to go back to my normal setup just over here now, and of course I'm going to be using my Canon mirrorless camera, but I do think that the overall quality, while not necessarily as good as what you're seeing right now, still does a very good job and is miles better than we're going to be getting on any standard webcam. Now, as well as all the cool AI features that I just mentioned, the actual sensor within the webcam is going to be very high quality. You've got a 1/1.5 inch CMOS sensor. Now what that basically means is you're going to get that nice background blur that you get with even more professional cameras like the one I'm using now, and the tracking side of things, the lighting, sharpness, just in general, pretty much everything you can think of when it comes to the image quality is going to be extremely good due to that sensor. It also has an aperture of f1.9, which means that even in more low light situations, you're still going to be able to use your webcam with no issues at all. Now, don't get me wrong, however, if you do use it in very dark situations or a bright backlight behind you, it's still going to struggle from time to time in regards to lighting you correctly, but it does a very good job with its dual ISO built in as well. So if you're in a more dark situation, for example, it will lighten you up, and if you've got a backlight behind you and you go a little bit dark, you kind of know how the contrast works, then it does its best to do its best in terms of the overall picture quality and just makes it look as it should do. You've also got some really great features when it comes to the autofocus side of things as well. It's got a 4 times quicker autofocus than some other webcams out there, and again, that's just down to the processing power of the camera itself. It does a really good job if you want to showcase any products, for example, if you're using it for a makeup YouTube channel, tech, whatever it may be, you've got the option to do so. And it's also good to have great autofocus just in general, because again, if you're moving around the space with the tracking feature, it needs to keep you in focus without hunting around. You kind of get that jello effect when it bounces between different focus points. I haven't really been having that all that much with the Tiny 2. And you've also got some more hands-free control as well when it comes to the voice side of things. So you can put the camera to sleep, wake it, have it track you. You can basically talk to it like you would do a digital assistant, but just from a webcam perspective. So if you don't really want to kind of get up and move around again during those meeting situations, it might be a little bit awkward in regards to actually saying things out loud. You may be better off using the gesture side of things, but the option's there for multiple ways to actually use and control the camera. It's also got some great features built in if you want to use it for the purpose of streaming games, for example. So if you want to play some games on Twitch or YouTube gaming, then it's got some awesome features built in that allow you to actually use the camera in a more specific way than you can normally do with some other webcams or some other cameras out there. Again, if you need to step away from your computer and go AFK for a little bit of time, you can make it shut off the webcam automatically using a keyword, moving the camera, whatever you need to do, and it can put up some nice graphics and things in the meantime while it's waiting for you to come back and continue on gaming. And just in general, guys, I think the Tiny 2 is an amazing option when it comes to the overall webcam side of things. Now, yes, you can get some other webcams, like I mentioned, for a little bit cheaper, but I do think for everything that you're getting involved in this package, it does a really great job, and I can't really see myself needing any other webcam anytime soon. If you guys did enjoy this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up down below. Again, a massive thank you to OBSBOT for sending this over for the purpose of review, and again, it will be linked in that description down below, where you can also comment and leave anything that you need to in regards to any other questions about this particular camera or anything else on the channel, again in that comment section down below. If you're not already subscribed, now is a great time to do so, and of course once you've hit that subscribe button, don't forget to turn on the notifications so you're notified anytime I post a video here on the channel. I'm Michael from Copper vs Glass, thanks very much for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next video.